Hey fam, welcome back. I'm Desi and this is DezzieLunaTarot. Today we will be doing a reading that is about your healing journey and how far you've come on your healing journey. A lot of us don't realize the progress that we've made because it's been slow and steady and over a long period of time. And I just felt really called today to help you realize just how far you've come on your healing journey. Because sometimes we just need that little bit of encouragement to help us and to really brighten our day and just show us how far we've came and all the progress we've made and just lift our spirits a little bit. Alrighty, so now I'm going to introduce you to the piles. Alrighty fam, so this is pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Don't forget to take 3 deep mindful breaths to connect you with spirit and your intuition and your higher self. And if you need to, pause the video to meditate further on the piles before picking one. But with that, I am going to get into the reading. I will see you at your piles. Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. So how this is going to work is that we're going to look at the energy of how you were before you started your healing journey and the energy of how you are now. This side-by-side comparison hopefully will give you some encouragement about how you have changed over the years compared to when you first started your healing journey. So at the beginning of your healing journey, you may have been very sheltered. You grew up in a sheltered household where you had to basically not really display your emotions. You had to stay calm all the time. And you may have even been neglected physically or spiritually, emotionally, mentally, because we have the Nourish card here. And how this works is with me reading the past energies, the cards that pop out, I'm taking the more negative sides of them because we're looking at what you've healed over time. And you're not going to heal something that is, positive, I guess, so to speak. So that's how this is working if you were wondering. But yeah, it seems like if you had siblings, it was kind of just you and your siblings relying on each other. Maybe you had to work to put food on the table because, your parents didn't make enough money. Maybe you had to find alternative ways to take care of you and your siblings. You may have been the older sibling of your siblings and, had to take care of your younger siblings. You may have been the baby of the family and you look to your older sibling more as a parent than a sibling and don't really view your parents as parents, but kind of like they were roommates because maybe they were busy doing other stuff and didn't really have a lot of time to spend individually with you. This calm, it would be like a calm before the storm in your household. So everything the tension would start building before things would kind of just overflow and explode like a volcano. And this caused a lot of fear of people yelling at you or getting really mad. So maybe you used to be more of a people pleaser because you wanted to keep everything calm and everybody happy. And that's the only way that you felt comfortable to relax and be happy yourself because you were so uncomfortable around people just being mad at you or exploding on you or giving you the silent treatment or something like that. I'm also getting some poverty trauma in here, and poverty trauma is just what it sounds like, where your family didn't have enough money to meet essential needs and basically it was traumatizing because there wasn't enough stability with meeting your physical, mental, and emotional needs as a child. So that had a great effect on you. I'm also getting the fact that you lived in a very kind of closed community. So everybody around you was very similar to each other, had similar beliefs and viewpoints and ways of living. And this poverty trauma, it was more of like a normal thing in your community. You guys didn't really think anything of it until you grew up and got outside of the community and started experiencing other viewpoints and other ways of life, where you realize that, oh, not everybody grows up like that, not everybody was in the same situation as me. And you were in a very unique situation because the things that happened to you growing up doesn't happen to everybody. And as you realize this and as you grew older, you almost harbored kind of a jealousy towards people that had an easier childhood than you did, or seemed to have an easier childhood than you did. And this may have developed into more of like an anger. And these feelings were so overwhelming that you just kind of like pushed them down and didn't acknowledge them for a long time, out of survival and also out of fear almost, because you didn't want to look even further into your childhood because you didn't really want to know the things that were appropriate or inappropriate in your childhood, because then that might mean exposing in your mind certain people that you really looked up to and admired, realizing that they may have not been perfect, or they may have contributed in some ways to this childhood trauma or to this poverty trauma. And so you buried everything down deep and you didn't want to really look at everything. But eventually, over time, these feelings, these childhood traumas were starting to leak out and cause issues, maybe in friendships, relationships, work, because maybe you started as an adult after you got a job having like issues with overspending or over shopping or over buying material items, and possibly even like hoarding, or having anxiety with finances, like really bad anxiety with finances. Your traumas and the things that you pushed down deep and tried to ignore started bubbling up and affecting your everyday life as an adult or a young adult. So you finally decided, okay, I need to basically go through this growth destruction cycle, and I need to really face the things little by little. In some way, I need to face these things from my past and face these traumas so that they stop overtaking my life and that they stop wreaking havoc in my life. And you went through a lot of change, a lot of hard work and dedication towards bettering yourself, healing yourself, trying to get to the root of these different things that were bothering you or that still are bothering you. And so these things that were popping up in your life, like the overspending, or the financial stress, or anxiety, and these different things, they not only were affecting you, but they were starting to affect your work, your loved ones, the people around you. And so you didn't want that to be a thing anymore. You wanted it to be more contained, and you wanted to have a better handle on the situation. So you decided, I'm gonna get some help, whether it's by myself, with a therapist, or with like a loved one, a trusted loved one that has also been through the same things. But I need to talk to somebody, I need to get this off my chest, I need to work through this. And so that's what you have been doing, is you have been working through these things. You have been putting in the time and the effort, and taking like classes, or going to group therapies, or journaling every day, talking to loved ones who've been through the same thing. But you have been putting in the hard work, and it definitely shows. Like, you've came such a long way to where now whenever you open your bank account. You may still have a little bit of anxiety whenever you start to like type in your PIN and like access your account to look at what you have in the bank account, but you don't start crying or having a panic attack. There are improvements over time because you have made strides towards these improvements, and you may even have a budget that you stick to, or like a better term is a money plan. You may even have a money plan that you stick to now, and you may have even found ways to not completely limit yourself, but at the same time put good boundaries on yourself. So for example, instead of buying like 10 different accessories and clothing items a month, you now pay a subscription to maybe ThredUp or like Poshmark or whatever they're called, to where you get a couple new outfits a month, but you're not breaking the bank, and you also are able to return the clothes after you wear them with these subscriptions, so that you're not wasting clothes, wasting money and whatnot, and you know, hoarding clothes and stuff like that. So it seems like you have found workarounds to basically help yourself, help your bank account, help your life and your loved ones, and most importantly yourself, with dealing with these past traumas and working through these past traumas as well. I also see here that you have really greatly improved on getting to know yourself better and being confident in yourself and being able to tell people no whenever you don't want to do something, whether it's, you know, bluntly or in a polite way, whatever way it is. Now you are able to tell people, no, sorry, I have plans, or I don't really want to do that, I don't feel like doing that, or, you know, whatever the situation is. Because before you were more like a yes man, because you wanted to constantly people please to keep the peace. You didn't like confrontation. And so now you have learned that it's okay if people are upset at me. It's okay if people are mad at me. That does not make me any less of a good person. It doesn't make me bad. It doesn't make the situation bad. Everybody has a right to their own feelings. Everybody has a right to say no, and so do you. You have a right to say no. You have a right to honor your feelings. Your feelings are valid, and so you have learned to say no, especially to things that are extremely taxing to you and that would put you in a very uncomfortable situation. You've learned to put your foot down and say, you know what, I don't want to do this actually, and I'm going to politely tell them no, or make some kind of excuse to say no. But either way, you are putting your foot down and putting boundaries up, because you've realized that your health is also important, and keeping the peace is less important versus taking care of your mental health, taking care of your body, your mind, your spirit, and your livelihood. So that is what I'm getting here. I'm gonna go further and pull some more cards. So these are some more things that you have healed and improved in your life. So you're now more thoughtful of not only other people, but also yourself, asking yourself, checking in with yourself to see if you're okay, to see if, you know, your body needs anything, if you emotionally need anything. You feel more safe. You have made a safe home for yourself, a safe environment. You have met people and built relationships that make you feel safe. You feel more financially safe. I am awake. So you are more awakened to yourself and to what your needs are and how to help yourself. You're more awake to the necessities that are the building blocks in making yourself feel safe and in taking care of yourself. You're also more awakened spiritually, and you're more aware of the fact that not everything is in your control, and that's totally okay. And spirit has your back, your spirit guides have your back, and you may even have more faith in the universe, in spirit, in your spirit guides, in the archangels or deities, whatever you're connected to. You feel safer and more awake and more aware of them. I am humorous. Aw. So maybe for a really long time, you kind of just like numbed out some of your personality, but since you're feeling more safe, more healed, you're able to not take things as seriously and be more humorous, be more free-spirited, and laugh more. Laughing is such a beautiful pain relief. Turning on a funny show or a funny movie really lifts the spirits, and I see that you are laughing more nowadays. You're more uplifted, you're feeling more joyous in general. I am open to receive. So it seems that you used to have wounds about receiving, because in the past, you know, people would only do things in exchange for something else or with ulterior motives. If they gave you something or helped you out, they would expect something in return, or they would expect a price to be paid. But you have really healed this part of you, and you have learned to be open again with receiving, and that the universe, spirit guides, deities, archangels, they are not wanting to pull one over on you. They want to help you because they love you unconditionally, and you have learned to basically receive things from the universe, receive things from your spirit guides and archangels and what have you. And you learned that it's okay to receive things, you're safe to receive things, and that they love you unconditionally. This also goes for receiving help and receiving compliments in general, and feeling worthy enough to receive compliments, to receive help, to receive blessings, because maybe before you didn't feel worthy, you didn't feel like you deserved these things, but now you understand that you are worthy, you do deserve these things, and you've come such a long way with loving yourself unconditionally and having a good sense of self-worth and confidence in yourself, and that is such a beautiful thing. You've learned to be present in your life and to live in the present moment, and not be worried and stressed out about future events that are outside of your control. So you've also, I see that you have really healed a lot as far as living in the present moment and not being so anxious about things outside of your control or depressed about things about the past. You're balanced, so you have a very good balance with spirituality versus practicality, and you also have a good balance in general with like working out, sleeping, moving your body, taking care of your body, eating right, but also treating yourself. There's a good balance here as far as finances go, with, you know, your income versus spending and your different spending habits and stuff like that. I am trustworthy. You have learned to trust yourself, to trust your intuition, to really honor what you tell yourself that you're going to do. You actually do it, and you practice being consistent with yourself. Like, oh, I'm going to go to the gym. Then you actually go to the gym, and you follow through with what you tell yourself and what you say. And not only has this made you trustworthy for yourself in trusting yourself and your own decisions, but this has also helped you become more trustworthy with other people as well. And they see that you are more responsible, you're more trustworthy, you're more consistent, and when you say you're going to do something, you're going to do it. So that is super cool. I also want to get some other cards On the back of the deck, we have I am fearless. Yeah, that's so awesome. Since you have basically expanded your awareness and become more aware of different things in life and different ways of life, different people, different spiritual things, you have learned to be more fearless and to not be afraid to be yourself and to not fear things that are outside of your control. And this is so beautiful, because if you constantly live in fear, that's really no way to live. And you have learned to let things go, let things flow, and just trust in yourself, trust in the universe, trust in your spirit guides. And this has led to a lot more peace of mind and tranquility in your life. Grounded. Yes. Oh, that's so beautiful. This is confirmation with being more present in your life and having a better handle on your anxiety. Advocate. Oh, that's also so beautiful. Advocating for yourself, being able to say no when you need to say no. Belong. Oh, that's so sweet. You feel like you finally belong where you are now, and that you've made a home for yourself, that you've made a good social network for yourself, and that you are able to be who you truly are and your authentic self. And this gives you a sense of really belonging, because you really do belong. And this is very comforting, because before you may have felt like an outsider, or like you didn't belong, or no matter what you did, it wasn't good enough. But now you have more confidence in yourself and who you are. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to be myself no matter where I am. And I'm going to belong no matter where I am, because I'm confident in myself and I know who I am. Yes, boundaries. You're able to set boundaries now and follow through with those boundaries and force those boundaries with yourself and also with other people, which boundaries are such an awesome thing, because that's really how you know if the people around you are healthy minded and if they're healthy for you and for your highest good, is if they can actually respect your boundaries and also let you know their own boundaries so that you can respect their boundaries as well. Aww. So you're now more comfortable to follow your desires in life, because you have that spark again of being passionate about things, loving things again, loving life. And also you feel safe and stable enough to actually follow your passions and like go through with following your desires in life. Expectation. You don't really worry about other people's expectations of you anymore, or if they expected you to not follow your desires and only go for what they thought was best for you. You don't really do that anymore, because you follow your own sense of what you feel is right for yourself, and you don't worry about other people's expectations or what they think about you. We also have transcend. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. That is such confirmation that you have transcended. You have really healed compared to whenever you first started out this healing journey. You've come such a long way with helping yourself, with receiving help, with growing, learning, and just blossoming into this beautiful, gorgeous flower that you are. And if nobody has told you, I want to say that I am so proud of you and how far you've came. I'm so proud of you. I just really want to give you a huge hug right now, if you would like hugs, because not everybody likes hugs, and that's okay. But, like a huge pat on the back, a huge hug, or whatever would make you feel just really good and warm and fuzzy inside, because you really deserve a celebration. And the fact that you have came so far, and I am so very proud of you. Not everybody can do what you've done. Not everybody can really fundamentally change and heal for the better. It's super hard to do, and I just want to congratulate you and say that you are such a badass. You are literally such a baddie, whether you're male, female, non-binary. Like, You have such like queen king energy, like taking responsibility for your actions and like taking accountability of your life. And it's just so amazing. I'm just in literally, I have no words to really describe how proud I am of you and how amazing this is. I'm just like so excited for you. Sorry. But alrighty. And on the back of the deck, we have emotion. You're much more connected to your emotions now. You feel things more deeply. You also have more balance with your emotions. You're able to not only connect with your emotions, but also understand why you're having them. And you're able to better deal with your emotions than you did in the past. So that is such a beautiful thing as well. So some advice from Spirit is to meditate and contemplate whenever you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed or stressed out. And one of the things you can do is actually like go back into old journals or old like social media and just see how far you have come. And only do this if it would make you feel better and not worse. But that is one thing that might be helpful, is genuinely like thinking, wow, you know, I really have come so far, because maybe 5 years ago or 2 years ago, 4 months ago, if I had been in this same situation, I would have done something, you know, that isn't very good. But now being in this situation where I am currently in my life, I actually made a better decision, and that shows how I've improved and how far I've come. Because whenever we're the ones in the healing journey in the situation, we don't realize just how far we've came over the years and how much progress we have made. And sometimes it takes a different perspective to really see how far we've came. But also meditating and contemplating in general is very, good, as long as it's constructive contemplation and it's not destructive, and the meditation, doing certain, I can't remember what type of meditation it's called, but it's the humming where you actually like use your voice in the meditation. That's super good for your vasovagal nerve and activating your parasympathetic nervous system, which is the nervous system that's responsible for resting and digesting. And that is super good for handling anxiety and stuff like that. You are good enough. Yeah, Spirit is saying that you are good enough to receive things, to receive unconditional love, blessings, healing and progress in your life. You are good enough. And if you ever doubt that, just really reconnect with Spirit and let them remind you that you are good enough. And also make sure to practice self-love, unconditional self-love, and remind yourself that you are good enough, because you really are. You're such a beautiful, genuine person, and you have came so far in life on this beautiful healing journey. You deserve all the good things, Pile 1. You really do. Have faith in your dreams is the next one. They want to remind you that you do deserve to have your dreams fulfilled, and whether these dreams are small or big or anything in between, your dreams are something that are worth having, and following your dreams and receiving your dreams and making them into a reality is just going to be really fulfilling to you, fulfilling in life, and also it may even bring about some other healing facets into your life as well. On the back of the deck, we have look at the bigger picture. With this one, Spirit really wants you to, again, just kind of zoom out and see the progress that you have made. Don't stress about any hiccups that come your way. Like if you stumble and fall, we all stumble and fall. We're human. That's unavoidable. But it's the fact of getting back up again and trying again is really what makes it great. And what is going to be really beneficial to you is keep trying, keep keep going, because you've done such an amazing job, and I am so proud of you. Spirit is so very proud of you. And never give up on yourself, and don't get caught up in the small details of, oh, but the other day I was snippy at this person. I'm such a horrible person. No, honey, you are not a horrible person. Everybody has bad days. Everybody has, those moments. But on the grand scale of things, you really are an awesome human being. And the world is lucky to have you here on this earth, and you are so inspirational with your healing journey. Sharing this with other people, if you choose to do so, would be very beneficial. But also, people they can see how far you've came in life, and if they refuse to see that, that's their own issue, that's their own problem. They're on their own healing journey. But you really are walking medicine. You really are an inspiration to people, and you're just really awesome, honestly. And so, yeah, with that, don't sweat the small things. And Spirit wants you to know that they love you unconditionally, and they only wish the best for you, and they can't wait for you to really just start loving yourself even more. And they're so excited to see the person that you have grown and healed and become over the years. And they can't wait to see you realize your dreams, and to receive your dreams and make them a reality, and to really go after your passions and your desires if you so choose to do. But just know that throughout this process, they have your back, and they're always there by your side, and that they love you so very much. And with that, this is the end of your reading, Pile 1. I hope that this resonated with you and that you got a lot out of this. If you did, then please hit that subscribe button down below and leave a comment as well saying how this resonated with you. And I can't wait to spend even more time with you in future readings. I love you, fam. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. So how this is going to work, we're going to look at how you were at the beginning of your healing journey versus how you are now, so that you can see the overall progress that you've made, the things that you've worked on, and the things that you've healed. And this is to give you some encouragement and to help you feel better about yourself, about your journey. Sometimes it takes another person to show you how far you've came in life and how far you've came on your healing journey, to give you that little bit of encouragement that you might need. And so that is what we're doing here today. So how this is going to work is I'm going to read the shadow side of the cards that come out, or the reversal, the more negative aspects of the cards that come out. And then we'll get into ways that you've improved. So firstly, the cards that came out are You Are Wanted, Pull Yourself Close, and Say Yes. What I get from these cards is that you used to be very much to yourself, and you were afraid to say yes and to take risks, to take chances with things. You may have dealt with a lot of anxiety about people, circumstances. Maybe you were afraid to feel and be seen by others because you feared judgment. It seems like you did not fully accept your personality and the parts of you, the broken parts, the missing parts, the light and dark portions of yourself. You were very disjointed and did not really accept you for you. And that is because the people around you that you grew up with did not accept you for you. They always wanted something to change. They always wanted you to be a certain way, to mimic them, basically be a carbon copy of them, of your authority figures or your parents, guardians, loved ones, siblings. Maybe they even compared you to an older sibling or younger sibling or a cousin or another family member, or even your best friend growing up. Maybe you got a lot of comparisons there. But whatever the case was, for whatever reason, you didn't feel good enough growing up. You always felt like you fell short of their expectations. And this made you feel very unwanted, because since they were always making these comparisons between you and other people and wishing you were different or not accepting you and your personality whenever you did actually be yourself around others, and you would get these constant rejections from people at school, people at home, family members, friends, what have you, because you always felt kind of like a black sheep of the family. You didn't really feel fully wanted. You didn't feel fully seen or accepted. And this really had a big impact on the way that you viewed yourself and the way you viewed yourself. You viewed yourself as if there was something wrong with you, when honestly there was nothing wrong with you. But you did feel singled out, you did feel alone, and like nobody really understood you, or you didn't really have somebody that just accepted you unapologetically for who you were. So you had to play this kind of chameleon act. You know, you would act one way around one parent to be more accepted and get all of your needs met, your emotional, physical, and mental needs, spiritual needs, financial needs, whatever it was. And then you would have to be like a chameleon, and then around another parent act another way, or around, your teachers at school act a certain way, or certain friend groups act a certain way. And so this kind of made you lose parts of yourself, aka just like bury parts of yourself, ignore parts of yourself, because we never truly lose parts of ourselves unless it's like we've had, well, I don't even know. I can't even give a good example, but I feel like we never really truly lose parts of ourselves. They just get buried within us. So, for a long time, maybe you even had a very hard time being yourself, not only around other people, but even alone just by yourself. You had a hard time reconnecting with yourself and reconnecting with your personality. You had a hard time doing things you liked just because you liked them and not because other people expected you to do them. You had a hard time doing things because you loved them instead of doing things just because other people like them, so you would fit in better. I'm gonna get some more information. So we also have here spend time in nature. And with this card popping out, you not only felt disconnected from people, but you also, it seems like, spent a lot of time in your room growing up or secluded. You always found an excuse to kind of like get away from the crowd, get away from people, and maybe you did go outside a lot, but I'm getting a very like closed off type of vibe where you just liked to be in your own little turtle shell, because that's the only place you really felt at peace, was by yourself. Even though you did crave social interaction and connection with other people, you didn't quite get that because the people around you were very toxic or were just really not accepting of you and your beliefs and your personality. I feel like you were really goofy growing up, and you loved making people laugh, but sometimes you would make fun of yourself to make people laugh because you enjoyed just making people smile and making people laugh, even if it was to your own detriment. So we have I am. Yeah, you had a hard time with being confident in your sense of self, and you had a hard time even connecting with yourself. And possibly you even, and trigger warning, and this is only for some of you, not all of you, but maybe as an adult you were diagnosed with complex PTSD or BPD, borderline personality disorder. And this is because whenever you were in the critical development points throughout your childhood, you were basically not allowed to develop your sense of self and not allowed to develop your own personality, have your own opinions, and you were expected to just like be a yes man and go along with whatever, because if you didn't agree with your authority figures or the people around you, you would be punished or you would be ostracized, scolded, cut off from everybody. And there may have been periods where you were sent in solitary, like in seclusion, because you would speak out and say certain things or do certain things because it was just your personality. You know, maybe you were a little bit spicy growing up and you loved like questioning authority, not because you didn't want to listen to them, but just because you wanted to know why you were doing certain things, why you had to do things this way instead of this way, you know, because children just naturally are very curious and ask why and ask, you know, how to do things, why you do it that way, you know, if there's other ways to do things, because they're learning and growing and they're curious about their environment and the world around them. And it is definitely not a bad thing at all. But unfortunately, some adults take this as as the child is being like disobedient and questioning their authority, instead of the child is just very curious and wanting to learn and grow. So maybe you were punished a lot as a child for having these questions, for asking a lot of things. And unfortunately, you were deemed a problem child instead of, oh, this child is just very curious and is like a sponge absorbing all this knowledge and wanting to learn and grow. And sorry, I'm getting like really emotional. My heart really goes out to you because like I deeply relate to this. Actually, that's how I was as a child. And yeah, so my heart really goes out to you. That's really hard to go through. And I'm so sorry that you went through that. That's so painful and really sad. And so this really basically affected your development period and developing your personality and developing your own sense of self and distinguishing between others and yourself. So this kind of got like muddled to where maybe you felt hollow growing up because every time you had an opinion and you started stating your opinions to family members or something, you'd get immediately corrected and say, no, you know, the opinion in this household is we like oranges, we don't like apples, but you really liked apples. So you got punished for liking apples instead of oranges. And over time, basically this just affected you, your body, your brain, your nervous system, to where you, as a survival mechanism, kind of stopped exploring your inner world and stopped exploring things you like and don't like, and you just started adopting what other people like to fit in with them, to get along with them, because that was the best coping mechanism for you at the time. All right, you can do hard things. So I get a sense of learned trigger warning, very sorry about that, but I get a sense of learned helplessness. You had a very hard time doing things on your own, but not necessarily because they were hard to do. It was because I'm sensing somebody was very controlling in your childhood and monitored you very closely and kept tabs on you all the time. And anytime you would start to gain even a little bit of independence, you would get like slapped down, and that person would take over for you and do it for you. Like, for example, scheduling out your homework for the week or signing up for different sports or something like that. Your this controlling figure in your life. It could have been a mother figure, it could have been a father figure, it could have been a sibling or a guardian, like a grandparent. But this I'm getting also aunt or uncle because, you know, there's different family situations going on here. But somebody in your life was very controlling and would not just let you naturally gain responsibility over time and become an adult. And they really stunted this part of your development growing up. I can feel you really like getting angry, and I'm very sorry about this. We are definitely going to get into the ways you have improved. Don't worry, you have came a long way. And I'm sorry if this is triggering for you, but Spirit just really wants to lay everything out before we get into further into the reading. And if this is like too much for you, you can always pause this video and come back to it and start like watching it again later. Or honestly, you don't even have to finish the video. Just know that Spirit loves you so very much, and they drew you to this video just to help give you some encouragement, but by no means did they mean to trigger you or to open old wounds necessarily, but to show you the progress that you've made and all the things that you've accomplished and overcame over time. But yeah, so this controlling behavior in your life growing up really caused you to have a learned helplessness, to where as you got older, you felt like you couldn't do things to the best of your ability, or you felt like you needed help in like small ways all the time or in different ways, and like you couldn't think for yourself, when really you've had the ability to this whole time. It was just the way you were taught growing up was really not healthy. And on the back of the deck, we have connect with the cosmos. And with this, I'm sensing religious abuse as well, where people in the household used religion as a form of control or as a form of like putting you in your place, or, you know, doing that kind of thing. And this had a great impact on you wanting to reach out to Spirit or to discover religion on your own. And for a while you just avoided it altogether because it was very triggering. It was very hard for you to do that, to like try to connect with Spirit or try to like look into other religions or anything like that, or even the current religion that you were raised with, because it was just so like overwhelming and triggering and brought up a lot of bad memories. And this may have made you feel isolated or like disconnected in some way. Okay, so now we are going to get into all of the ways that you have taken steps to heal and like what you have healed over time. Now, one of the things that I want to mention is that now, over the years, since you have taken steps to deliberately try to heal, you've read self-help books, you've done journaling, you've talked to people that have been in similar circumstances and gotten some kind of closure with certain things. You've even tried to confront certain family members or loved ones that were a part of this trauma growing up. And some of those conversations may have gone okay, some of them may have gone really badly. It just depends. But either way, you have really taken steps to try to just help yourself, because you were so tired of feeling so empty and hollow and purposeless, or not having purpose in life, and feeling sad all the time, depressed, you know, that, and like things also just like, you were tired of like things triggering you too, because at this point, as an adult or young adult, you were just noticing that you were getting triggered so often in your day-to-day life. It was making it very hard to just live a normal life and to be happy. And maybe before you started your healing journey, you had never really known true happiness within yourself before, and you had relied on external things to make you happy. So you were like, you know what, there needs to be a change. I really want to get better. I want to heal. And first of all, I really congratulate you on that, because not everybody looks at their past or their traumas and decides that they want to heal from them. And not everybody even recognizes or admits that there was an issue growing up and how they were raised wasn't necessarily perfect. So kudos to you for even recognizing that there was something there to heal in general. And double kudos to you for going through with taking the steps towards healing and for healing and, dedicating time and energy to getting better. Because not everybody does that. And Spirit is saying that they are so very proud of you. They really are. They're so proud of you for everything that you've done and all of the time and energy and progress that you've made, and for even starting the healing process in the first place, because you really are a rock star and you have come so far in this healing journey. Like, that is part of the reason why we went so in depth as to how you used to be, because now that we're getting into how you are now, like, Spirit wants you to see this drastic polar difference between the past you and the present you, to really showcase how far you've came in your healing journey, to help hopefully give you encouragement and to help uplift you and encourage you and compliment you on your progress and your success so far. So getting more into it, you have a better sense of self now. The complex PTSD diagnosis or thing or BPD, that may not even fully apply now, because you have a better sense of self. You're more self-aware. You have worked over the years to get to know yourself and to really dive deep into your likes and dislikes and pick apart, okay, do I do this, or do I live this way, or do I like these things because it allowed me to fit in growing up, or other people expected me to like these things or do these things, or do I actually enjoy these things? And so you have really dove deep into even the smallest things, like your favorite color. Maybe your favorite color growing up was blue or red or magenta or something like that. And you have came to find out that your actual real favorite color is green or pink or yellow or, purple. So you have really done the work with getting to know yourself and who you are. And not only that, but being confident in yourself and being yourself around other people and by yourself, not letting the situation affect your personality as much. You have learned to be confident and sure of yourself and really allow yourself to be yourself in different situations, around different people. And that is such a beautiful thing. So next, you also have worked on boundaries, and these boundaries are with yourself and also other people in circumstances, in different life situations. You've worked on how to say no to people instead of always just, doing things that would keep the peace. You've learned to say no to yourself and to others. You've learned to say yes to yourself with this yes card. You've learned to take risks that are healthy and conducive to your healing journey and your mental health, your physical health. So maybe you have said yes to yourself with a desire to try a new sport or hobby or thing, to join a club, to go to different places, to do different activities, to indulge in that brownie or, that cheesecake or whatever it is. But you've learned to say yes to your desires, and that you are worthy of having desires, of having your own opinion, of taking up space on this earth, because you are a living, breathing human being that deserves love, that deserves blessings and an experience on this earth, and not just hiding away and conforming to whatever. You have learned that you are worthy of these beautiful things in life, and you have started to say yes to these blessings, to these miracles, to these beautiful things in life. And you've realized that you are wanted by Spirit, by your archangels, by the deities, by whatever you're connected to. You are wanted by supportive, healthy loved ones. You are wanted by your support system, by the people around you, and you are worthy of amazing things. And instead of pushing yourself away and not accepting yourself, you have worked on radically accepting the different parts of you and accepting yourself and loving yourself, showing yourself unconditional love. And you have worked on communicating with your inner child and trying to figure out and heal different wounds from your childhood and show love to your inner child and to yourself. And you have really come to the conclusion that, you know what, I don't want to be helpless anymore. I am taking accountability, I'm taking control of my life, and I'm taking responsibility for myself, my decisions, my life. And you figured out that you really can do hard things. You can get that promotion. You can go on that 4-mile jog. You can get up out of bed every day and, take care of your body, your mind, your soul. You can do hard things. You can make hard decisions. And it's all you, and you can do it all. And this is one of the most empowering things that you have discovered about yourself, is the fact that you can do hard things, that you don't necessarily need a shoulder to lean and cry on, because you have your own shoulders that hold you up and that keep you strong, and that you are self-reliant and you can be independent. You don't need to be codependent anymore on other people, because you've got this. And this is such an awesome, cool thing, because it's so freeing, and you have experienced this freedom in different ways. You've been able to travel by yourself, to go to the movies by yourself, to try new things by yourself, to take care of yourself, and that is so beautiful. And connect with the cosmos. Since you're here and you're in this reading, it seems that you have really been able to start taking steps towards opening yourself back up to spirit and opening yourself back up to the possibility of religion and spiritual practices and even self-discovery with what you vibe with and what religion you really resonate with the most, or if you resonate more with spirituality and just doing things by yourself at home and connecting with spirit guides at home, whatever. But the really cool thing is that you have started to really open up your heart, and you, in many ways, open up your heart to love, mutual unconditional love between you and spirit, and then also mutual unconditional love for yourself, for and from other healthy minded individuals, to have a good support system for you. And wow, I literally am so blown away by the amount of progress that you have made over the years of doing this. If nobody has told you yet, I think I already said it earlier in this video, but genuinely, I am so freaking proud of you, Pile 2. This is just so amazing, and I'm just really blown away by your progress and by the sheer amount of dedication and work and the ability to heal this much. You are such an inspiration, and I really hope that one day you are able to share your healing journey with other people in a safe way, because this is so inspirational. I'm picking up writing a book, an autobiography. I think that would be so cool. Spirit is yo, you should write an autobiography about your life experiences and what you did to heal and your dedication to healing and all that other stuff. You really should do that. That'd be so freaking dope. And I feel a lot of people would read it and connect with it and resonate deeply with your journey, and it would give them hope and inspiration that they can do the same thing with healing and getting better. And that's just so cool, because whenever we heal ourselves, we not only better our own lives, but we also raise the vibrations of the collective and help inspire other people to better themselves as well, which is so beautiful. It is such an awesome thing. And of course, you don't have to do any of that stuff. That's just a suggestion coming through from spirit, and also confirmation if you were thinking about doing that in the first place. But yeah, this is just so awesome. I'm gonna pull some more cards and see what comes out. Also, another thing coming through is that if you had a really hard time sticking with this video at the beginning because of the different things we were talking about, I am so proud of you for coming back to the video and finishing it out, or sticking through it and getting through the video to the more positive parts to where you could actually hear from another person and from spirit. All the reasons why we're so proud of you and all the progress you've made. So I just wanted to say that I'm very proud of you. I know how hard that can be, because sometimes digging up past things is very triggering, but just know that I am so proud of you. Spirit is so proud of you, and we're really happy that you're here. You've gained more confidence in your intelligence, and you've realized that you definitely are not dumb at all. You're actually very smart and you're very intelligent, especially in specific things, and leaning into those things and diving deeper into the different topics that you're interested in has shown you that you do have a working good memory. It's just maybe you have ADHD, so it's a little harder for you to retain things that are boring to you. But for the things that you are interested in, actually interested in, you remember them like that. Like, you're very quick-witted with things that you find interesting and that you really enjoy. And also, this is just in general, like, you're just a very, like, you have a good head on your shoulders in general. You're very street smart and book smart, which is a very well-rounded, balanced intelligence and smartness to have. And this has brought you success in general, but also you have found that you are very successful with healing, and you're very knowledgeable, and this has brought you success in your career field or in your personal endeavors. Maybe you're into stocks, maybe you are good with finances, you could be an accountant, a CPA. I'm also getting an analyst of some sort, where you analyze data for companies, or you could have a government job. And I'm also getting personal things like opening up a bakery, being successful with baking and cooking and making pastries and specific things like that. You're also very successful just in general with creative things, possibly with painting or singing, drawing, things like that. I'm also getting mechanically inclined for a few people in here, and you could be very intelligent with mechanics and how they work, to where you can just like build anything, or you can really fix up old cars or old motorcycles or things like that. But these are all very specific examples. But either way, you are so successful in general in life, and you are very smart in general. Oh my goodness, what did I say earlier about being goofy? You are so funny. Like, you're freaking hilarious, man. Woman, non-binary pal. Sorry, sometimes I just automatically say man or dude, but I don't mean it specifically gendered, even though it is like a gendered term. My apologies. But you are so hilarious. You make yourself laugh. You make other people laugh. If you have a significant other, they find you absolutely hilarious, even if they don't want to admit it. Because you know how sometimes people will pretend like you're not funny just to like annoy you or something? Your SO might do that to just like get under your skin to annoy you sometimes, because maybe they really like annoying you because they find that funny. But either way, they outright or secretly find you absolutely hilarious, and you like making them laugh as well, making them smile. You're just very funny in general, and it's one of those things where sometimes you don't even mean to make people laugh, but the way you say or do things is it just lights up the room and makes people laugh. And this part of your personality has changed from you making fun of yourself to you just being goofy and free-spirited in general, and feeling safe to be your goofy, funny self. Aww. I am healing. Yes, confirmation. You are healing. You have came so far. You're still healing and you're still getting through everything. And healing is not really a destination, it's a journey. So don't get discouraged, you know, about continuing to heal, because that's a very beautiful thing. But you have came so very far, and this is confirmation of that. I am fearless. Again, with the saying yes, getting over your fears and being able to do things. I have a sense of you overcoming some anxieties and triggers by you diving deep into those things in the past or recently. This has led to you being less fearful of your surroundings, of other people, of life circumstances, and things outside of your control. I am calm. Yes, finding that inner peace, that calmness, and really like tapping into that tranquility and learning to be at peace with yourself and at peace with your life, your surroundings, your past, your present, your future, and really being able to calm your nervous system down and live in the present moment. I am motivated. Oh, that's so beautiful. Yeah, you are able to now follow your passions, your dreams, your goals, your career, because before, at the beginning of your healing journey, it may have been you felt so hollow or depressed all the time that you didn't really have a passion in life, or you didn't really feel motivated, and you didn't know what motivation felt like because everything was kind of just on autopilot, and you hadn't really found the things that really spark your interest or that you're super passionate about. But now, since you got to know yourself over time and you sat with yourself and really dove deep into your personality, the things you like and dislike, you have found things that you are passionate about and that you really love and that you're motivated about. And so you have a newfound motivation towards healing, towards life, towards loved ones, towards yourself, towards passions and hobbies, and that is so cool. I love that for you. Aww. Oh, that's so beautiful. It says, I am beautiful. Yes, yes, you are gorgeous. And I love this so much, because growing up, maybe you got teased for looking different than other people, or because people were just like, didn't know how to display their actual emotions. They would be mean when they actually thought you were cute or whatever. But you are so gorgeous, and you have finally come to terms with the fact that you are beautiful. You are above average when it comes to looks and your hair, your skin, your eyes, your physique. Maybe you have, I'm getting like long, beautiful fingers with like beautiful nails. I'm getting, you have accepted any beauty marks that you have, like freckles or moles or anything like that. And maybe your teeth are a little bit different. Maybe you have a gap in your teeth or something like that. No matter what it is that you look like, you are so gorgeous, and you have finally just become more confident in yourself, which has made you even more beautiful inside and out. And you have learned that you are beautiful. You are just gorgeous inside and out. You have a beautiful soul and a beautiful body. I am healthy. Sorry if everything moved. My camera died, and then basically whenever I went to change it, I messed up everything on the table. But I am healthy was the next card that came out. You're taking better care of your health physically and mentally, spiritually and emotionally. And you were not able to do this years ago. You were not able to keep up with maintaining your health physically, mentally, and emotionally, but now you are definitely better at that. I am patient. You are more patient in general with yourself, with your healing journey, and with other people as well. Maybe before you would get very frustrated at different circumstances, different people, and you get frustrated very easily. Now you have more of a well of patience for others, for yourself, and just in general. I am thoughtful. Yes, you are much more thoughtful and self-aware of the things that you do and how your actions impact other people. You're also more thoughtful towards your loved ones, towards other people in a healthy way, not in an obsessive way or in a way where you're just constantly worried about what other people are thinking of you. This is more of a healthy thoughtfulness. Like, you don't necessarily care what other people think about you, but you do like doing things for other people in a genuine way, like opening doors for people or giving really thoughtful gifts to your loved ones or things like that. And you're also more thoughtful in a self-awareness type of way where you do constructive criticism of yourself and your actions, your ways of life, your thoughts and stuff like that, but not in a way that is tearing yourself down all the time. You're more careful with how do I even say this? Before, your anxiety and depression were very much so attacking yourself, like you attacking your mind, your who you were, and having really negative bad thoughts. And now you're more thoughtful in a way of, okay, why am I having these thoughts? Well, I appreciate my subconscious trying to warn me about this person or this thing or situation, but I'm safe, I'm okay, I'm taken care of, I'm taking care of myself, and the reality is this. You know, you're much better at correcting your course of thoughts and at being aware of whenever you start to spiral into unhealthy thinking. You're able to guide yourself back to more of a healthy way of thinking. And I am loving. This is so beautiful. You are definitely much more loving toward yourself, with giving yourself the unconditional self-love that you deserve, and really also loving other people, loving your surroundings, being more grateful for even the small things like a cup of joe in the morning, you know, a cup of coffee, loving any pets that you have, and showing love towards others and yourself. And on the back of the deck, we have I am energetic. So you, with this healing journey and with healing over time, you have noticed that your energy has increased because it's like life was breathed into you after you started healing. You don't feel as hollow and as lethargic all the time anymore. You have more energy for life and the things that you love doing. You might even be getting better sleep because your anxiety is better or your depression is better, so you have better sleep cycles and you're able to sleep more deeply and have a better quality of rest and of sleep to where you wake up feeling rejuvenated. You might even find yourself being more of a morning person now, whereas before you were definitely not a morning person and you were more of a night owl. But now you can either be a night owl or a morning person depending on what you want to do and the life you want to live, because you are getting better quality sleep, you have a newfound love for life, and you are more motivated in general. Getting away from those toxic people, those toxic situations, and healing has brought you a lot of clarity on yourself and the way you want to live and who you want to surround yourself with going forward. You have more clarity in the fact that you were not the one in the wrong as a child. It was those around you were the ones that were wrong in how they treated you. And so this has brought you a lot of clarity, and healing over time will bring you even more clarity than you have now on different circumstances. And this is such a beautiful thing. With unconditional, this is a card that really represents unconditional love. Spirit loves you unconditionally. This is another confirmation of you doing better with loving yourself unconditionally, radically accepting yourself and all the parts of yourself, and also showing unconditional love towards other people and pets and animals and friends. Microcosm, you don't get lost in the itty bitty details anymore. You are better at looking at the overall big picture of things and of basically not getting anxious over small things anymore. You're better at letting go and having faith in the universe, spirit guides, yourself, and just things working out for you in general. And also I have here that in a different way to look at this card, you're able to concentrate better and you don't have as much of a foggy brain. That sounds kind of silly to say, but a lot of times people that have been through traumatic experiences can develop a sort of symptom called foggy brain, where they feel very foggy and they don't feel as like clear-headed and able to think straight and concentrate on things. They have a hard time focusing. People with depression will sometimes have this symptom as well, foggy brain. And so over time, with you healing, getting out of these negative situations into more positive situations, into a positive, safe environment for yourself and your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health, you have gained clarity. You don't really have foggy brain as much anymore. So you're actually able to focus and concentrate on daily tasks and day-to-day things. This has helped you in your work as well, because you are able to be more detail-oriented with work and catching mistakes made by yourself and others. And this has made it to where you even are able to like manage other people and help other people with their projects or their things at work, as well as doing your own thing. This has greatly improved your quality of life, having less of foggy brain. And sometimes you still do experience this on certain days, because everybody has, you know, their off days. Everybody has their bad mental health days. That's a normal thing. Don't think that that's something that's like bad or you have to completely be perfect all the time, because that's definitely not the case. You're still human and you're still gonna have some off days sometimes, right? But yeah, so you're better able to focus and concentrate now and like really take in the small details of things, notice things, and think clearly. One way that you've been able to do this is through healing, and another way is through exercise and eating healthy, not eating as much fast food or junk food, or not as much like sugar and stuff like that. Well, unhealthy processed sugars. But yeah, so you have realized that there are limitless opportunities for you in this world, and that the universe is abundant. And even if not in those exact words, you have realized that sky is the limit, and that there are really a lot of opportunities for you, career-wise, personal-wise, and everything else that makes it to where the world is your oyster, and you don't have to live in a tiny little box or live a certain way. You can live however you want to live. You have learned that being your authentic self opens up so many more doors, and you are able to do so much more with your life, and you're so much happier with your life, and maybe you have more creative juices flowing. Things are just going way better with you being your authentic self, being true to yourself, and loving yourself unconditionally. And you also follow your intuition better now. You're able to really listen to your intuition, follow your intuition, trust in yourself, because your intuition is never wrong. It's just the fact that sometimes we confuse our intuition with anxiety, because anxiety screams, intuition whispers. So you have been able to follow your intuition and really tune in with yourself, and you have seen a huge transformation of yourself. Like a butterfly, you have broken out of that cocoon, and you're now like this beautiful, gorgeous, transformed butterfly that goes and lives their own life. And that is so Awesome. And this is yet another confirmation of your healing journey and how far you have came in your healing journey. Again, with the Motivate card, you are feeling so much more motivated, energized, and rejuvenated in life in general. And you have a newfound determination to go after your dreams, to achieve the things that you want to achieve, to live the life you want to live, to meet new people, gain new experiences, or revisit like different places that are nostalgic to you, or like do whatever you want to do in life. And this sounds weird. I'm getting a random message of a church that's like made of stone. I don't know who that's for. That's really random. And that just popped up into my head of like revisiting nostalgic places, possibly for closure or something like that. Also, you could be into ghost hunting and visiting paranormal historical sites. I see like traveling, going to different historical sites and going to different like haunted places as like a fun activity that you like to do. Just be careful, make sure you cleanse yourself. Like some helpful tips with that: whenever you go to these places, always say goodbye whenever you go to leave, and tell whatever's there, you're not welcome to come with me, goodbye. And then whenever you get home, make sure you cleanse yourself and you cleanse your house, and then put up a protective barrier. How you cleanse yourself is you just take some incense, or you could take Palo Santo, sage, you know, anything like that. Some people even use oil, and you just like, if you're using incense or something, you just light the incense and you wave it over yourself, and you just set the intention that you're cleansing yourself of everything. And you can even say it out loud that you're cleansing yourself of everything. And then you go around your house and you do the same thing. And then for setting up a protection around your house, you can just reach out to whatever you're connected to, like your spirit guides or your archangels, deities, spirit, whatever it is, and basically ask them to protect you and your household or your pets or whatever. But also you can like take your hand with the incense and then go in a circle and say that you cast a protection barrier around and throughout your household, or around and throughout yourself and your pets and stuff like that, and that this protection barrier is impenetrable and keeps everything out. And then you would say, except for my spirit guides or my archangels or whatever. And setting those intentions and doing that is very good, because you always want to protect yourself spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally, whatever, from any entities, beings, and things. And this was a very like random like rant, but it's for that one or two people out there that really enjoy going to these historical places or going to these haunted places. Because even if you're not ghost hunting purposely, you are definitely awakened spiritually. And so it's kind of like you're a beacon in the darkness, and the other spirits or things out there are like little moths, and they're attracted to the light. They're like, oh, look at that pretty light, I want to go see what it is, or if I can communicate with it, or you know, whatever. They don't always have ill will towards people. It's just yeah. But anyways, you don't want anything following you home. And this is good practice in general, spiritual hygiene for your house, for yourself, because sometimes, not even talking about going to haunted places or historical places, just walking around and interacting with people, sometimes we can just take that energy home with us. And it can just like bog us down sometimes, or make us feel really tired and stuff like that. So those are just some helpful tips. That was very random, but I felt called to say that. Oh, okay. And then on the back of the deck, we have abundance. And with you really healing and loving yourself, you are able to accept the abundance of the universe, of spirit, of deities, spirit guides, archangels, and just the universe in general. Basically, you're just like this little fishy. You're so lucky. You have so much going for you, and there really is an abundance of everything. Like the universe is abundant. So that's why it's important to recognize that you are worthy of blessings, you are worthy of good things, and you don't need to earn them. You inherently just are deserving of them because you're human, you're living and breathing, and you're here on this earth. And so you deserve unconditional love. You deserve to be pampered and taken care of. You deserve, blessings and miracles and great things. And it's just a matter of receiving these things, being open to receive these things from the universe, from your spirit guides, or whatever you're connected to. And yeah, like that's really what that's about, is just receiving these things into your life because they're already waiting for you out there for you to receive them. And it seems like you're more open to receive nowadays versus before, because maybe before, if you received things, there were like people had ulterior motives, and so you learned not to trust people. But now you're able to trust yourself, trust your intuition, and receive things without holding back or without worrying about it. Oh wow, you got a lot of cards. Okay, a new start is coming. And this could be a new career, a new job opportunity, a new financial income stream might be coming through. You might be moving to a different place, moving houses, apartments, cities, states, countries. But either way, a new start is definitely coming your way. And don't stress about it because everything is going to turn out okay. Take time to breathe out, to de-stress, to release your tensions and stresses to the universe, to your spirit guides. They have your back. They're with you every step of the way. So don't sweat it. Everything is going to work out just okay. It's time to take action. So you might be the type that whenever you feel overwhelmed, you kind of freeze up and you stop doing things, go into like an escapism type of thing where you're reading constantly, watching TV, taking naps too much or something like that. But finding ways to take action, and with this new start or this new thing that's coming into your life or that you're doing, trying to dedicate at least one small task every single day, even if it's 5 minutes a day towards the goal you're trying to accomplish, will very much help you. Consistency is key. This will be very helpful for you, but Spirit is like, okay, we've got your back, but you need to start taking some kind of small steps towards this. We're going to help you. If you need to set reminders on your phone or alarms on your phone, if you need an accountability buddy like your partner, they're with you to help you during this process, a friend, a relative, a loved one, whatever it is. Or even if you need to hire somebody else to start the process and to start doing things with you or for you, definitely do that. Look into different methods of getting yourself up and moving. There's a method of counting, like, okay, when I get to the count of 5 or 10, I'm going to get off the couch and actually do what I'm going to do. So then you start counting to yourself, and then you're mentally preparing yourself so that when you get to 10, you do get up off the couch, get moving, and get going. Another good thing to do would be vasovagal nerve exercises to activate your parasympathetic nervous system. This is the rest and digest portion of your nervous system. This is super helpful with combating anxiety and stuff like that. So looking into different exercises for that. There's breathing exercises. You can sing, hum to yourself. There's also different massages you can do around and behind your ear and stuff like that. I'll put on the screen a couple things for those, but Spirit is basically like, okay, we have your back. Let's do some breathing exercises. Let's do some meditation. But now we actually need to get moving and we need to start doing these things. Nothing will come of this situation. This card really reminds me of like all the anxious thoughts that you're having. These anxieties are just that, anxieties. And the big bad that you're thinking of, this big black void, is not actually what is going to happen. This bright moon right here that is just so brilliant in the dark and shining like a beacon, that is really like the light in the dark basically it seems like these other things, this void, this blackness, all these little stars right here are the most present in this picture. Like it's going to happen to you, but the closest thing to happening to you is actually this moon and its bright brilliance. So they're basically saying, don't worry about all these tragedies you're thinking up in your head. Just focus on the task at hand. They're going to take care of the rest. They're protecting you spiritually and physically and emotionally, mentally. Like they got your back. So only worry about the task at hand and completing your tasks every day or what you need to move forward. And don't worry about the rest of it. Don't let your past hold you back. This is very much so that anxiety and like paralysis and like those fears, don't let your fears hold you back. As you can see, like it looks like smokiness trying to come in on this like beautiful light down here. Let your light shine. And I know that's easier said than done, but if you need to fall onto certain healthy coping mechanisms, if you need to reach back out to your therapist, a counselor, a loved one, or somebody that can help you ground yourself, if you need to do grounding exercises in general, if you need to journal or, take some extra time to tend to your mental health, your physical health, then do that. Definitely carve out time for yourself every single day to take care of yourself, because you have came so far in your healing journey and you have done so much amazing work. Spirit is like, you've got this. Like, you can totally do this. You've got this. And you now have the tools to be able to handle these situations and take care of yourself. Because think about it, like 4 months ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, however long it was at the beginning of your healing journey, you didn't have the healthy tools and coping mechanisms to get you through the current situation you're in. And so if the past you had been in the present doing all this stuff or going through this new beginning that's coming along, they would have made some bad decisions. But you are not your past self anymore. You've grown, you've changed, you have really blossomed into this responsible, beautiful, independent, healthy, talented adult that you are. And you got this. You have the skills you need, you have the knowledge you need, you have the support system spiritually and even physically that you need to get yourself through this situation. And you're not alone. Spirit has your back, and they want to let you know that everything is going to turn out okay and that everything is going to turn out in your favor. Lastly, I'm going to do some advice cards from Spirit. Your body is a temple. Your body is a temple. Bring in your awareness. Are you feeling light and healthy, or is it time to make some changes? Hydration, nutrition, high vibe foods, movement, and proper rest are all important for you right now. All in balance and harmony. Create a healthy, feel-good temple that houses your soul. Your body is the vehicle of which you do life in every day. Nourish it with love. Treat it like the precious and sacred temple that it is, and it will serve you well. Yeah, definitely taking care of your body during this heightened time would be very beneficial for you, because whenever we don't take care of our bodies, it can further strain our minds and trigger different things like anxiety or depression or insomnia or whatever it is. So definitely making it a priority to take care of your body is important. The only truth is love. Dear one, your fears are not supporting you. They're there to protect, but here is the thing. That protection is not real. It's not true. The only truth is love. You are loved. You are love. You are pure at your core, at your essence. These worries and fears, they're of the ego that wants to hold you back. These limiting beliefs that you picked up along the way on your journey no longer serve you. Release them through journaling. Write down all of your fears and limitations and feel through them. acknowledge and face them head on. Move them gracefully through you so you are able to release the hold they have on you. Write them down, burn them up. They are not your identity. Love is your identity. Hold only love in your heart and let your fears melt away. Let them go, let them be. Know your truth. Your truth is love. Just be you and shine your loving light. Aw, yeah, that, like, again, you know, Spirit is really saying that working through your fears is going to be super beneficial for you, and taking it one step at a time and working through your anxiety, easier said than done, but it will be worth it. And facing your fears is definitely worth it. Release resistance. Pressure and expectations are creating resistance. Your resistance is the obstacle between you and your desires. What pressures and expectations are you placing on yourself? Are you allowing others to place pressure and expectations on you? Choose to see them differently in this moment. See them as lessons. What have you learned? How can you use this lesson to move forward free of resistance and the pressure of expectation? Only you know what is best for you, and what is best for you feels the best to you. Release all outside influences and listen to your inner guide. Choose to see differently with love, with light. Choose what feels best. That is how you shift into alignment after witnessing your resistance. So you could be falling back into old habits or something like that because of all the stress that you're going through right now. But just know that even if you fall back on old habits and you stumble, you can always get right back up and get back on it. And it is okay to stumble. You know what I mean? We're human, it happens, and we're never going to be perfect. So releasing that expectation of having to be perfect and having to be fully healed and fully like okay all the time 24/7, releasing that expectation is going to give you a lot of relief and help you move forward and help you release some of these fears and anxieties. And heal your wounds. You're being guided into deeper healing at this time. There may be older challenges that are surfacing. Yeah, like I was saying, like things can trigger you to where like old wounds we thought we've healed will pop back up again. And this is a normal process in the healing journey. Don't think that it's anything wrong you've done or that, you know, it's something bad. It's natural for things to pop back up or to go away for a while and then pop up later, because our brain is very complex and our subconscious is very complex. And so sometimes things just resurface, and that's perfectly okay. It doesn't mean that you're bad or that you're bad at healing or anything like that. It is a perfectly normal, natural thing that happens. You're being guided into deeper healing at this time. There may be older challenges that are surfacing or something recent you've not allowed yourself to fully move through. Show yourself extra love and grace during this time and open up to your deeper healing. Meditation, energy tapping, crystals, writing, nutrition, essential oils, bodywork, energy healing, psychic guidance, coaching. What is resonating and calling you towards your deeper healing? Listen and act now. The helpful people, resources, and tools are showing up in order for you to heal these wounds. It is for your highest good. Allow the process to unfold as you move towards love and liberation. Namaste, dear one, and so it is. Yeah, and like they didn't include it on this list because this is a lot of just spiritual stuff. But even therapy, counseling, group therapies, things like that are very helpful. And connecting with other people that have been through similar situations as you can make you feel not as alone and also bring some closure. And realizing that healing is a journey, it's not really a destination, can also help ease the stress of trying to heal in time or trying to like hurry up and heal. Your body, your mind, and your soul is going to heal at its own pace, and that's totally okay. In fact, I think that's a good thing because it helps us to actually like process things and move through things and really acknowledge these different things, which greatly helps us in the healing process. So I know that this reading is about all the progress you've made. And so this card, Heal Your Wounds, might be triggering because you're like, dang, Desi, like I literally have done so much healing. I'm kind of healed out right now. And you know what? That's totally fine. If you want to take a break and if you want to just live life, you can do that. If you want to continue your healing journey, you can do that as well. But just know that it's not a bad thing to continue healing, and it doesn't mean that you're broken or that you're like unhealable or anything like that, or that you haven't made a lot of progress, because you literally have made so much progress. Like we talked about earlier, it is so impressive the amount of progress you've made. It's like you're completely different person in the best way possible because you're more authentic to yourself, you know yourself better, you are more in tune with yourself and confident in yourself and who you are. But this is just spirit basically encouraging you to keep going and that you've got this, and to just like be encouraging for you, because sometimes we do get tired and we are kind of like, oh man, I've done so much already. But it's up to you and what you want to do. It's your decision. It's your choice. That's so wild. Oh my goodness. In one of the cards down below, we had that you were awakened, and it says you have awakened on this one. In this moment, you have awakened. Life as you have known before is forever transformed. You are anew. You are at a higher frequency now. See, this is just confirmation about how far you have come. You are literally vibrating at a different frequency because of how much you've healed over time. All is for your highest good. You feel it deeply in your being, in your core. You know this as your truth. View this awakening and transformation in love. Leave the past there. Embrace your new life and way of being. Look forward with optimism of your future. Leave this worry behind. Your highest potential and bigger vision await. All is well, all is divine. You have awakened. All is unfolding in divine time. Hold your faith in your patience. That's really cool because that it mentions patience, because earlier you had a card that came out that said you're more patient now, which is super cool. The angels are with you in this moment, supporting and guiding you. Yo, what I say, your spirit guides, archangels, whatever you're connecting to, like they are by your side, supporting you, cheering you on day after day. And they're never going to leave your side because they've got your back, and they are helping you, protecting you, and like even trying to guide you. And they're like your supportive, nurturing cheerleaders, you know what I mean? The angels are with you in this moment, supporting and guiding you with love and grace every step of your journey. Embrace yourself with more love and compassion, and allow everything to unfold with patience in divine right time. All will align for you in your highest good. Aw. Yeah, everything is going to work out in your favor for your highest good. Breathe. Like we were talking about earlier, meditation, breathing techniques, those will really help you. Are you breathing? I would hope so. Your life force energy needs a pick-me-up. High vibes await as you practice this breathing practice now. Sit comfortably, palms up, eyes closed. One deep, slow breath in through your nose. Okay, so breathe in for a count of 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 4 seconds, and then exhale for a count of 4 seconds. And then repeat. That's called box breathing, by the way. So next, inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth as rapidly, deeply, and strongly as you're able to for a count of 9 total cycles. On your 9th inhale, breathe in your deepest, strongest, fullest breath and hold for 5 to 20 seconds before a full and complete exhale. Release and let it all go. Allow your body, breath, and energy to come back to neutral. Sit in surrender, pure, energized, aligned. Wow, that's so beautiful. And then on the back of the deck, release your fears. Acknowledge the fears coming up for you. What are they trying to say? Journal out your answers to gain clarity and facilitate your release. Acknowledge your fears. Thank them for sharing. They are not real. They're of the ego mind, trying to keep you stuck, limited, and stagnant. Your heart and soul are stronger than your fears. Acknowledge, accept, surrender, release. Hold the light in your heart with the intention of healing what has surfaced for you. Release your fears. Hold your process with love, and you will fly. Wow, that's so beautiful. Yeah, there's definitely a message coming through that with this new start in your life, with this new beginning, I'm feeling a new career path opening up for you, a new opportunity, and it's both exciting for you but also triggering a lot of fears for you and triggering your anxiety. So working on releasing this anxiety, working through your anxiety with journaling, meditation, therapy. If you would like, you can also try medications. Some people do not agree with medications, and that's perfectly fine. Do what is right for you, but I'm putting out there that, prescriptions from an actual doctor prescribed to you, those things aren't taboo, they're not bad, and it's not bad to be on medication, and especially if it helps you and gets you on your feet to be able to start living your life and everything like that. But anyways, really addressing your fears is going to help you in this next stage of life and help you get through to better times and blessings that are on their way and coming to you. So it may have been a blockage of receiving things because of the anxiety of new things coming into your life, fear of the unknown. And so working through this fear of the unknown is really going to help you with receiving this abundance that the universe has for you, that your spirit guides, archangels, deities have for you, and that they want to bestow upon you. So yeah. Alrighty, pile 2. That was your reading. I hope that you got something out of this reading and that it helped you in some way and resonated with you. And I just am so happy that we got to spend time together today. I can't wait to spend more time with you in future readings. Oh yeah, and also I am going to be posting new readings every Saturday/Sunday, so make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any juicy, amazing readings. I hope you have a beautiful night or day wherever you are in this beautiful world. Please make sure to take care of yourself and to continue to show yourself unconditional self-love. I love you, fam. I'll see you later. Alrighty, bye. Hey, pile 3, welcome to your reading. So how this is going to work is that we are going to take a really deep dive into the person that you were at the beginning of your healing journey versus how you are now. And as we go along, if you are feeling triggered or overwhelmed at any point, you can always pause the video and come back to finish it out. Or if you need to just leave altogether, I totally understand. Spirit understands. We love you very much and we're here for you. And the point of this is not to overwhelm you or to stress you out, but to actually give you encouragement to show how far you have come in your healing journey, to give you that upliftment and encouragement and hopefully lift your spirits. So alrighty, let's get into it. Okay, so we have take time to breathe out. What do you need to release? A time to give rather than take. Nothing will come of this situation, and balance spirituality and practicality. So for the cards that first come out, how I'm going to read them is I'm going to read the more shadow side of them or the negative side of them, because we're looking at the very beginning of your healing journey or even before that, and comparing to how you are now. So it seems that you had a lot of intense emotions. Before I even started this reading, when I was starting to tune into your energy, your past energy, I sense a lot of irritation, impatience, anger, anxiety, just a lot of like negative emotions brewing underneath of the surface. You may have even had a short temper with yourself and with others, and maybe even would say hurtful words sometimes in the heat of the moment, but not actually mean them. It was more of a defense mechanism, or trying to get back at people that hurt you and hurt your feelings. So you may have been more argumentative than you are now, maybe picking fights with people verbally or possibly even physically, but you're a little bit of a hothead actually. And with this situation, it wasn't really getting you anywhere in life. It was actually causing more obstacles, being so quick tempered than it was helping you out. And even though you may have even took pride in being able to defend yourself in situations and feeling like, you would defend other friends possibly out in public and stuff like that, eventually you realize that being so quick-tempered didn't really benefit you or the people around you as much as you thought it did. So you began seeking out more of a balance. With balanced spirituality and practicality, you are seeking out this balance of, okay, I have a lot of these intense emotions and I'm not really sure where exactly they're coming from. And I don't know if it's from my childhood, from my adulthood, maybe from just kind of being angry at the world and how the world can be unfair. And even sensing a romantic relationship that took a toll on you and really changed you a lot. I'm seeing a lot of ABUSE in this previous relationship. You could have been a teenager at the time or a young adult, but this relationship had a huge impact on you, how you view the world, how you view the other gender if it was a heterosexual relationship, or even how you view your own gender, even how you view your own gender or certain gender types based on or non-gender types based on whoever it was that you had been in a relationship at the time. There may have even been a power dynamic in this relationship where this person was a few years older than you, and maybe you were dating them against your parents' will or in secret, like maybe your parents or your guardians didn't know about it or didn't really care that you were dating this person. But either way, it definitely had a huge impact on you and your development and how you view the world. And I am so very sorry that you went through this super hard thing and that had such a huge impact on you. I'm so sorry. Nobody should ever go through that pain and through that just hardship ever. And you definitely did not at all deserve any of that. You didn't deserve how you were treated. You didn't deserve any ABUSE at all. Nobody does. And so growing up and becoming an adult, or even in adulthood, you basically got a little jaded and a little bit more defensive, which makes total sense. I mean, who wouldn't, coming out of that situation, be more jaded towards the world, towards other people? You lost trust in other people, and you felt like you were very alone in general, very secluded, and even trying to connect with people that you once had a deep relationship with, like very close, like your best friend, or maybe if you had siblings or loved ones, like friends or anything like that, you felt very alone and like you couldn't relate to them anymore, and that you viewed them as very naive to the world and to the real happenings of the world and what actually goes on behind closed doors. And so this felt very isolating to you, and very much so hard, because you felt so alone and like you couldn't connect with anybody anymore. And it was very hard to like maintain friendships after that. You may have even unintentionally isolated yourself from your friends, from your loved ones, because you felt like they could never understand what happened, and you didn't really know how to bring it up to them because maybe they didn't even know about this situation that even happened. So you might have even felt like, how do I even tell them what's going on with me? You know, they notice something's up. They notice that I've been distant and that I've been withdrawing from them and like any kind of positive relationships here, and that I've been kind of isolating myself, been irritated lately, very defensive. But how do I even approach the situation? How do I just bring up this traumatic thing that happened to me when it possibly was a situation where you weren't even allowed to be dating that person in the first place, so you just felt like it was your fault, even though it definitely was not your fault in any way, shape, or form. It is never, ever, ever the victim's fault of any kind of ABUSC, and or not even victim, but survivor's fault of this, you know, of these terrible things. It is never ever that person's fault. It is always the fault of the ABUSCR, because they chose to do those things. You know what I mean? And so, unfortunately, it seems that you did blame yourself though. And this was very hard because you wanted help, you wanted comfort, you wanted somebody to like help you because you felt like you were drowning in these emotions, in these traumas, in these things that had happened to you, but you just could not reach out and tell anybody because you just felt like it was your fault. You felt like if only you had done this, then it wouldn't happen, or if only you had said no, then it wouldn't happen. But in reality, like, it was not your fault at all. Like, and you didn't quite grasp that until you were much older. Looking back on it, you realized how inappropriate the situation was and how you may have even been targeted by that person. And so now you come to more of an understanding that, you know what, that wasn't my fault. That person was a fucking a-hole that is, you know, messed up in the head. And that wasn't my fault at all. And maybe even now as an adult, you have found the courage to tell some of your loved ones or somebody very close to you, share your story with them and share with them why you're so jaded about the world, about, you know, certain types of people or genders or non-genders or whatever it is. And even though this is very hard, you almost felt a sort of release a little bit, like kind of like this, like you were able to be seen and heard and understood by whoever that you shared your story with. It could have been a much healthier significant other that you had or have right now later in life, but with sharing your story and getting that off your chest to another human being, it was kind of cathartic for you. And even though it was very emotional, you may have even like broke down and cried or felt numb or had some kind of physical reaction, emotional reaction while telling your story. It was nice to be able to be heard and listened to and, you know, sympathized with by another human being that actually was there to hold you, give you a hug, and rub your back and tell you that everything is going to be okay, or that was really fucked up that that person did that. And so as an adult, you're looking back on a bunch of things that happened, like not even just this relationship that had happened, but also other things throughout your childhood and throughout your adulthood that you just really want to heal and move past and like start really living your life according to how you want to live your life instead of how your traumas were dictating your living, if that makes sense. So let's get further into this. Again, I'm very sorry if that was triggering to talk about. We're laying the foundation to be able to show you how far you've came along. And again, if you need to pause the video and come back to this, Spirit and I totally understand, and because this is a very sombering, serious topic that we are talking about, you know what I mean? This is not taken lightly whatsoever. What you've been through is hard, and we greatly sympathize with you and empathize with you, and we love you so very much. So if you also just need to like not view this video anymore and go somewhere else, that's totally understandable. But we are going to be getting into the more positive side of things really soon. I'm going to pull some more cards and see what comes out. On the back of the deck, we have Surrender to the Divine. I just felt called to show you this card. Maybe looking up at the moon has brought you peace in the past or even now, and it's very comforting to look up at the moon, and it may be a thing to where it's very peaceful and beautiful for you to just watch the full moon and watch her shine and glimmer in the sky. And also it might be comforting to think, oh wow, that's so cool. I feel so small in the universe type of thing. My problems or my worries or something like that are small. Or it might be more of a fact of like, oh, this is such a cool thing that the universe made that we can look at every single day and see the moon up in the sky. It's so beautiful, and you know, life is so beautiful. And even though life has these really hard, terrible moments sometimes for some people, and you know, just in general unfairness, life also has these really gorgeous, beautiful moments that just are breathtaking and awe-inspiring and really gorgeous, and just help us keep motivated to keep living and keep experiencing these new, beautiful, amazing things that we chance upon or that we get to experience in this lifetime. Also, with Surrender to the Divine, this is also Spirit reaching out to you and saying that we have your back. Anytime you want a shoulder to cry on that's not a physical one, we're here for you. And even if you just want to like rant or vent to us or cast your worries away to us, whatever it is, they're always here for you. They love you unconditionally, and they really want to help you and to bring blessings to you, and they're just really reaching out for a connection. And yeah. So the first card that popped out is Gratitude Brings Abundance. The act of gratefulness is a door that leads into abundance of spirit and heart, allowing us to more deeply enjoy this life and that we live. Set aside time today to remember all that you have to be thankful for, inviting your feelings of gratitude to overflow every part of your being with their dazzling warmth and light. So I'm feeling a bit of tension and anger, and this is not a dismissal of anything that you have gone through. In fact, this is Spirit trying to bring you comfort and get you in a better headspace, because they are nudging you to continue on your healing journey. And this also is a sign that you are in a better headspace. You know, over the years, you have worked very hard to work through these traumatic things that have happened to you, and all of these unfairnesses that have happened to you in your life. And one of the ways that you did this was through gratitude of the small things, of the beautiful moments in life, like looking up at the moon and grounding yourself, enjoying the butterflies and the insects and wildlife or animals. Maybe you deeply connect with animals and with even like caretaking with children or things like that. Maybe you're a mentor to other people, but you have really worked hard to raise your vibrations and to be in a healthier mental headspace and to work through your traumas, because you realized that those traumas were starting to take over your life and starting to affect your everyday day-to-day life, and you didn't like how it was leaking into your everyday life. So you decided, you know what, starting today, I am going to take accountability for healing and for trying to get my mental space in a more positive space. And so one of the ways that you did this was through gratitude of things every day. And if you haven't done that already, this is a great thing, because being human, we naturally it's a survival mechanism, but we naturally focus on the negative things. But rewiring our brain to focus on the positive things really helps change the way that we think and look at life. And it does improve mood, it does improve mental health. So writing down 3 things you're grateful for every single morning and why you're grateful for them. It could be as simple as you're grateful for your cup of joe or your cat or your significant other. It could be you're grateful for running water or anything like that. Your heated blanket, your weighted blanket, whatever it is, and writing down why you're grateful for it. This helps rewire your brain to look for the positive things, and doing this every day is going to really help you if you don't already do that. So we also have Go Inward on the back of the deck, again with the butterflies. I feel that butterflies are a significant thing in your life. Maybe growing up, that is a cherished memory you have with a relative. Maybe you and that relative would go out and watch butterflies, or go to those butterfly gardens and have the butterflies land on your hands. You may even find that out in public, just in nature or wherever you are, regularly, butterflies, you'll see a lot of them, or they'll land on you or land on your shoe or your shoulder, or you're able to pick up butterflies. You may even just have like animals and bugs are really drawn to you because they see your inner light and they are attracted to that inner light and that beautifulness inside and out. But this card says, go inward, take time today to meet with your inner child. Find a comfortable spot, close your eyes, and let your awareness go inward. Feel for the place within you that draws you in and allows for your inner child to come to you there. Let them be as they are, embracing them, listening to them, and providing them with unconditional love. And I feel here that that has been a real struggle for you, is just loving yourself and loving who you are and accepting yourself for who you are. So that is one thing that Spirit really is calling you to start practicing, is to start practicing self-love, and not only self-love, but unconditional self-love, because you are worthy of self-love. You are worthy of love, of good things, miracles, compliments, beautiful things in general, and you really are a beautiful, wonderful human being inside and out. And Spirit really is driving this home, that they want you to start accepting love from others, accepting love from Spirit, accepting love from yourself, and to start practicing unconditional self-love. And then we also have the card, Let It Come Forth. Repressed emotions can subconsciously fuel many of our behaviors and interactions with the world. And so it's a good thing to explore these when we can. Find a place that feels safe and begin by asking yourself if there's anything that needs to be spoken aloud and released. Observe what comes forth without judgment. Yeah, that is so beautiful. And I feel that you started to do this on your healing journey because you were noticing that you would have weird or odd interactions with people, and it wasn't that you were doing it on purpose. It was that you would get triggered in public and start having a panic attack or an anxiety attack, and you didn't realize that's what it was. And your system, your nervous system was just so overwhelmed, overloaded, that you would get snippy with people, or like say things you didn't mean, or even just like shut down and go numb, or there are a lot of different ways that can happen. But either way, you noticed it affecting your everyday life, and you decided, I'm going to really actually start handling my emotions and everything that I've really buried deep down. And you may have even started to go to counseling, to therapy, and they were able to trace it back to your childhood and these memories and these things that you really buried deep down. And so you may even be going through counseling and therapy still, which amazing. Bravo to you. Honestly, like, I'm so proud of you, because a lot of people don't try therapy or counseling because they just look at it as taboo, but it's really not. Like, it's so helpful, and it's so nice to be able to just talk to somebody, especially somebody that is there to really listen to you and help you and not just brush you off or ignore you or anything like that. So this is like super helpful. Journaling, I'm seeing you creating some kind of sanctuary, a specific place in your bedroom, in your living room, like a little reading nook or a little place with like comfortable cushions or somewhere you feel safe. Brewing a nice drink for yourself, maybe some tea or coffee or even just water, and sitting down and meditating and feeling your emotions, allowing your mind to wander and allowing yourself to really feel these emotions. And if you have a hard time even tapping into them because you feel kind of numb, journaling is a good place to start, and you can really get a lot out with journaling. So that may be super helpful for you. And you may even have already started doing these things, because again, like, this is a healing journey, not a destination, and you're still on this healing journey, but you have been on this healing journey for a while now, and you've made a lot of progress. And I am so very proud of you for even going on this healing journey and really tackling these things that you have had in your lifetime done to you. And I just want you to know that you are so brave, and you're such an awesome, badass person for even doing this and sticking to it. And I am really rooting for you. Spirit is rooting for you. You've got this. And you know, the more that you heal, the more peace that you're going to find in your life and in yourself. So we also have do what you need to do. What it is that we want and what we need can be two separate things. And when it is so, it's often the difference between self-indulgence and self-care. Reflect upon the difference between these two in your life. Ask yourself if they have meant the same thing to you and how this might have impacted your journey. I'm seeing here that maybe as a child growing up in your household, or like your loved ones or people that you're around, they often would view self-care as self-indulgence, and it was very much so like, okay, we need to sacrifice our own self-care for the group to take care of each other as like a community or as a family unit. So maybe your parents worked themselves to the bone and like would not really take care of themselves, and it was to put food on the table and make sure everybody was safe and sound. And the same was expected from you and your siblings if you had any siblings. And maybe you found yourself really caring for your parents and helping them out a lot. And so you felt like, oh, well, they're making all these sacrifices, so I need to make them as well. And you started to view self-care as a form of self-indulgence over time. And it may have even been more of a bragging type of thing in your family, like, oh yeah, I worked like 24 hours straight last week, and I had to do like 2 shifts in a row. And it's kind of like a congratulatory thing, almost like a bragging point, like, look at me working so hard providing for the family, what are you doing, kind of thing. And so as an adult, you found yourself finding it hard to take care of yourself without feeling selfish. And so maybe in certain relationships you would really sacrifice a lot to really pamper and take care of the other person, and they wouldn't really do the same thing for you, and it just left you really confused and hurt. And I'm so sorry about that, by the way. That's That's really hard to go through and to realize. So now, further along in your healing journey, you are better at self-care, and you have realized that there's a difference between self-care and self-indulgence, and it is not selfish to take care of yourself, and you have come to this realization. And so now you are better able to distinguish between self-indulgence and self-care, and also set boundaries with yourself with actually putting your needs first and getting your needs met before taking care of other people. That was a very hard thing for you to do before, but now you're better at it. You have practiced and you've gotten better at making sure that you get enough sleep, you get food in your system, you shower regularly, brush your teeth, and whatnot, and maybe even like work out regularly to be able to take care of your body, your mind, your soul before you take care of other people. And you've learned not to sacrifice your health to fall at the feet of other people and take care of them over yourself. So you have found more of a balance in that. Next, we have practice freedom and say yes. Practice freedom. Judgments that have been placed upon us by ourselves or by others can shackle us, stealing our joy and will to live. Take time to remove these judgments, writing down what you believed in the past to be true. Do not let these judgments define you. Release personal mistakes and criticisms, practicing forgiveness with yourself. So you're still working on forgiving yourself for things that you have done in the past, because maybe you were angry with yourself for a long time about different mistakes or things that you did in the past, or even things that were outside of your control that other people did to you. And you found yourself really blaming yourself for the things that happened to you. And you are learning to forgive yourself and let these things go and realize that they were outside of your control, releasing this anger that you harbor toward yourself. Next, we have say yes. Now is the time to open up and receive. It may be somewhat unnerving, but if we're not open to many good things in life, they might pass us by. Practice saying yes to what you know will stretch you, things you might be a little unsure of. There's abundance all around us. Sometimes we just need to make space for it to appear. Oh, that's so beautiful. Yeah, so it seems that you had troubles receiving things because you were afraid of ulterior motives or having to owe the other person back. And so Spirit is wanting you to practice just receiving compliments, receiving good things, being open to receiving abundance from the universe, from Spirit, from your spirit guides or deities or archangels, whoever you're connected to. And they also are encouraging you to try new things and to explore new things, maybe go on hikes or out in nature, try new clubs or activities, hobbies, things like that, and to really give in to saying yes to pampering yourself in healthy ways, not things like overspending outside of your budget to buy things you want, but more like, if you are able to afford it, going on retreats or meeting new people, doing things that you enjoy, like going to historical places, and really setting aside me time, like time for yourself each day to really care for yourself and treat yourself, and not only self-indulgence, but self-care. And because even though they're two separate things, you can do both at the same time, or you can focus on one or the other. You know what I mean? So this is also another thing coming through, that self-care can be in different forms. It can be mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially. And self-care isn't always pretty. Sometimes self-care looks like making a money plan or a budget to help yourself save money or take care of your bills, things like that. Another self-care example is making sure you get to the gym regularly or move your body on a regular basis if you have a sedentary lifestyle, or even making time to rest and relax on the couch if you have a really busy lifestyle. Things like that. But Spirit is encouraging you to try new things, and maybe before trying new things was very anxiety inducing, and now that you have gotten further in your healing journey, it's actually easier for you to try new things and easier for you to accept compliments from people gracefully or just accept them in general. And that is such an awesome thing. We also have on the back of the deck, go on an adventure, and we have more butterflies here. And maybe even, we also have some fairies in here, so maybe you really like fairy lore or you like the idea of fairies. Fairies are real, by the way, but be careful, don't make any contracts with fairies because those can be really tricky and lead to some bad happenings. But in general, you know, it's still really cool to admire fairies and to be in awe of their existence. So that's really cool. But we have butterflies in here. So again, with the butterflies, and then we also have the moon as well and flowers. So this is really a call to go in nature, spend time in nature, maybe go visit some butterflies, stargazing, go to a botanical garden. But the card says, go on an adventure. Today's the day to try something new. Explore just for fun and be a bit more daring. Practice living in the moment, do something spontaneous, and be okay with not having anything or everything planned. Don't let apprehension keep you from your new adventure. That feeling will fade, but the wonder that is to be found will surely not. So again, with Spirit being like, you know, saying yes to new things and trying new things, going on an adventure would really be beneficial to you and your mental health. And years ago, you may have not even been able to think about going on an adventure, especially not by yourself or alone or having it like not planned out. But now you're more open to the idea because you've really worked with taking care of yourself and getting yourself in a more positive mental space and working on your anxiety and these feelings and working through your feelings, acknowledging them. And you've done a really amazing job at all of these things. And Spirit and I are so very proud of you for all that you have accomplished and all that you've done throughout your healing journey. You are such a rock star. And I just want to say that I am so proud of you and how far you've came. So you have basically realized that the sky is the limit, and it really is limitless, all of the options that are out there for you. You have a more positive mindset now, and you're not as pessimistic about things. You're not as jaded towards people or situations, and you have an overall unique perspective about the world and about other people that are also hurting or who have been through the things that you've been through, other survivors, other people that have experienced those types of things. And you have sympathy and empathy for them, and you're able to like connect with them and even give them advice at times on what to do or how to prevent certain situations or how to get out of certain situations. And you're very good at looking at the bigger picture of things and not getting stuck in the details. You're able to really basically like communicate and connect with other survivors and people that are still in these situations, and even inspire them to work towards getting out of these situations, away from these toxic people, away from these toxic situations. And you're really a beacon in the dark for these other people. We also have divinity, and I see here that you are way more connected to spiritual things, your spirit guides, your ancestors, archangels, deities, spirit. You're way more connected to the spiritual realm than you were before. You have more faith now, and this has helped you gain clarity in certain situations and circumstances. You're better able to follow your intuition and trust your intuition now. What else, Spirit? you have more balance in your life. And this balance comes in many different forms. It comes with like balancing practicality with spirituality, like the card that we had before. And in this sense, you're not as cynical about everything. You realize that not everything is black and white, that life is very much a grayscale. And we all fall on that grayscale in different, areas. And so you are able to have a more balanced point of view and understanding of people, of life, of different ways of life, of different situations. And this has really helped you with getting through some hard times and helped you with coming to terms with certain things that have happened over your lifetime. And this also helps you whenever you are giving advice to other people as well. We have transformation. Wow, that is so gorgeous. Again, with the butterflies, you are a butterfly gal, girl, non-binary pal. Like, you are so beautiful. You have transformed like a butterfly. You were this little caterpillar to begin with, and then throughout the years and throughout your healing journey, you have just blossomed and burst out of the cocoon into this beautiful butterfly that is so inspirational to other people, that helps other people. And purple might be a very good color for you to vibe with because we have a lot of purples in here. We also have greens. So that might be also a favorite color or a color that you really vibe with. Oh my goodness. And then we have transcend. Yo, like, this is such confirmation that you really have come so flippin' far in your healing journey. Like, it is so impressive how much you have healed and how much you've overcame in your life, to where before you couldn't even imagine dreaming or having dreams and going after those dreams. And now you dream all the time. You dream big. You look at the bigger picture and you're like, you know what? I can do that. I can like work towards that. I can achieve my ambitions and goals. And that's what you do, you are working towards these things. You are having dreams and following your passions in life and healing and being an inspiration, walking medicine for other people, which is so, so beautiful. We also have grounded. You're more grounded in general. You have a good head on your shoulders, and you really are able to ground yourself better whenever you're having anxiety. You are better with grounding techniques and reeling yourself back in to where you're back down into your body and connecting with the earth more, connecting with yourself, your body, and you're just way better at recentering yourself. And this could be, so before your emotions would kind of be all over the place, but now you're able to not only distinguish what emotions you're having, but you're able to feel out those emotions and rein them in when you need to and work through them when you need to. And you have a much better handle on your emotions, and you're more talented now at being able to recenter yourself whenever you're going through stressful situations or just in general. Aw. We also have worthy. Like I said before, pile 3, you're so worthy of all these blessings and miracles and amazing things. Like, it is your time, you know what I mean? This is such a beautiful message. You are so worthy of unconditional love, of luck, of miracles, blessings, beautiful things, healthy, amazing, deep, loving, unconditionally loving relationships and connections with other people and with animals. You are worthy of good things. You deserve good things just because you are here on this earth and you are living and breathing and you are alive. You deserve all of these amazing, beautiful things. And over time with healing, you have gotten more motivated to follow your dreams and to live life how you want to live life, because you realize that you're not on this earth forever, and this has motivated you to get out there, have new experiences, work through your traumas so they don't control you in your life anymore. And that was a really big inspiration on healing, was to be able to live life again and live life to its fullest. So you are very motivated, and this helps motivate other people to see how beautiful life can be and to go after their dreams as well. We have wisdom. You're more clear-headed now. You make wiser decisions for yourself that have good impacts on your life. You used to self-sabotage at times, but now you understand whenever you start to get triggered, and you can recognize whenever you start to fall into old habits of self-sabotage, and you're able to stop yourself and like reevaluate the situation and figure out why, you know, your subconscious may be trying to self-sabotage, and you're able to make better choices now to prevent this self-sabotage from happening. And you understand that living in the present moment, living in the now is the best thing to do for you, and not worrying incessantly about the future or about the past, but enjoying the present moment with your loved ones, with your pets or your family members, your coworkers, whatever it is, even with yourself, and just taking in this beautiful moment, the beautiful things that are happening to you and your loved ones and your pets or your household, and really enjoying life. I see here that you're so much happier than you used to be, and I absolutely love that for you. I'm so glad and happy that you're happy. And that sounds silly to say, but I really am, because there's a lot of people that are unfortunately really miserable with their lives, and it's so sad to see whenever it does happen, and some people don't even realize it. And you used to be like that. You used to be very miserable and you didn't realize it. And then whenever you started healing, you came to the realization that, oh my goodness, like, I'm actually happy for the first time in my life. Holy cow. And this happiness is coming from within me. It's something that I'm doing for myself, and nobody else is doing. Like, I can do this. I can be this amazing thing in my life. I can take charge of my life, and I am able to find this happiness within myself. And that's such a beautiful thing, because you have raised your vibrations in doing this, in healing, and in getting to know yourself better, healing. You have raised your vibrations. And I just want to make something very clear. So just because somebody is at a lower vibration, higher vibration, or somewhere in the middle, it does not mean that they're any less worthy of blessings, of good things, of miracles, of unconditional love, of unconditional self-love. But being at a higher vibration, it is easier to manifest good things into your life, to receive things into your life. And that is another thing that Spirit is really wanting to drive home, is a reminder to continue working on receiving good things, to receiving the things that you're manifesting into your life, and to practice gratitude, because doing those two things are really going to elevate your quality of life and your experiences. We also have confidence here. You're way more confident in yourself, in who you are, in your choices, and your actions than you were. Before, you were a little bit insecure, you were less self-confident, but now, like this beautiful sunflower, you have just blossomed into this super amazing, self-confident, like beautiful, loving light that inspires other people to also be confident in themselves and be happy in who they are and radically accept who they are. And you have worked on radically accepting yourself for who you are, and just being confident in your own personality, in your choices, your opinions, your thoughts and actions in life. So this is really cool that this card came out, because it was on the back of the deck and then I shuffled again and it popped out again. So this card really wanted to come out. It is the Truth card. And with you being more confident in yourself and healing, you're able to speak your truth and you don't feel as stifled. You realize that you are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to live and breathe on this planet, and you are allowed to experience life, and you have realized these things, and it has brought a lot of confidence and truth into your life. And also you have been able to really speak your truth to your loved ones, to yourself, to those around you. You're not afraid to stand up for yourself anymore. You're not afraid to like speak your mind and give your opinions on different things. And that is such an awesome, beautiful thing, because whenever we are able to speak our truth, it really does help in our self-confidence and our mental health. And it is just a very encouraging, beautiful thing to have. And your throat chakra is just very healthy, and you're able to speak your mind. And also like with communicating with other people and with like a therapist or a counselor or loved ones or other survivors, or, you know, just like other people in general, this has also brought you peace of mind and also healing. It's been cathartic for you. It has brought you closure and healing in general. On the back of the deck, we have clarity, and with this truth and being able to speak your truth and being able to share your story or communicate with others more freely and connect deeply with other people, this has brought you clarity on the fact that the things that happened to you in your past were not your fault, and the people that did those things to you are the ones to blame. And it has also brought you clarity in the fact that you are deserving and worthy of beautiful things, of good things in life. And also, I see here that you used to have brain fog a lot, which happens with people that have had traumatic experiences. And it also happens with people that don't necessarily have traumatic experiences, but they may have depression or other mental illnesses and things like that, or even certain foods can give people brain fog. But in general, it seems that you used to have brain fog, and this affected your everyday life. You maybe were slower to understanding things or learning or picking up on things, and even your communication may have been a little bit slower or something like that. And you may have really questioned yourself and your own decisions, your own thoughts, and even like really heavily, I'm getting a sense that you used to really heavily doubt yourself and your decisions and the things that you would do and say. And because I'm getting, this is not for everybody, but for some people, you may have been a narcissistic abuse survivor. So narcissistic abuse really causes brain fog for people because of all the gaslighting that happens. It makes you feel like you can't trust your own opinion or your own thoughts, actions, and it makes you feel a little crazy. So, or sometimes a lot of crazy. So I see here that over time, getting away from these people, getting away from those situations, separating yourself from that and healing over time has brought you a lot of clarity to where you don't have this brain fog all the time anymore. You're able to learn things like that, and you realize that you were never stupid, you were never dumb, you were never slow, you just had brain fog from all this ABUSE. So that has really been mind-blowing to you, figuring out that you are a quick learner and you do have good comprehension, and it was just the circumstances, the people you're around, the situation you're in that was causing this brain fog. So this has been very empowering also, because you find yourself being more quick-witted, able to speak your mind, able to have coherent thoughts, and able to understand things better, easier. You may even be going back to school. Spirit is saying that like if you want to go back to school, back into college, this is your confirmation to do so. Go after your dreams and do what you want to do. And because you know what, you can do it, and you're so intelligent, you're so smart, and have confidence in your intelligence and in your mind, because your mind is very powerful, more powerful than you realize, and you're smarter than you realize as well. Aw, so we had the wise card earlier, wisdom. We have the card coming out again, I am wise. Yes, Spirit is saying you are so flippin' smart. So believe that you are, like understand that you are so intelligent, you are so smart. And everybody has their niche or their thing that they really enjoy. And some people's niche is literally everything, to where they just really enjoy learning about everything that interests them. And some people really enjoy specific topics or specific things. But if you want to go into a trade school, back to college, or anything like that, even just taking like random online classes to like stimulate your mind, do it. You know, like, you are so intelligent. Don't doubt yourself. We also have here, I am understanding. Yes, you are better able to understand yourself, your past, the things that like those things in your past had an impact on you, and you're able to better understand other people that may be going through the same things or have gone through the same things. And so you have better understanding, empathy, sympathy for other people, and you are less jaded now further into your healing journey than you were to begin with. So we also have, I am free. You feel free. You feel like just such a burden was lifted off of you going through your healing journey, and you feel free of those shackles and those things that were holding you down. And this is so beautiful. We also have, I am helping others. Confirmation that you really are encouraging others, and you are an inspiration. You are literally walking medicine to other people. And so through sharing your backstory and your healing journey, like, this could be a calling to do that if you aren't already, because you going through your healing journey and making such improvements, like leaps and bounds of improvements, because of all the hard work and dedication you have had towards your healing journey, is truly an inspiration to other people. Because some people think that because they've gone through these things and it's had an impact on their mental health, their brain, their body, their emotional health, they think that they could never get better. But you are living proof that people can get better. People can overcome obstacles. They can heal from past traumas. They can move on with their life and literally, like, not only survive but thrive and live life to the fullest and live how they've always wanted to live. You're living proof of this. I am focused on my goals. Yes, you are so much more focused on your goals, on achieving your ambitions and dreams. You feel comfortable and safe to go after your dreams and goals, and this was never a thing in the past. In the past, you felt like you couldn't really do anything, you didn't have any confidence in yourself, but now you're so much more confident, you're so much more motivated and able to actually get after your goals and be consistent with yourself, your self-care, and taking steps towards achieving your goals. I am living in my dream home. If this is not a reality, you can make it a reality, because, honey, you can literally do anything you put your mind to. You're such a powerhouse. You are so flippin' awesome. Like, you are so amazing, and you have so much going for you. So if you are not currently living in your dream home, you will be able to live in your dream home if you put your mind to it. If you've always wanted to move into a certain house or a certain place, like, make it a goal and you will achieve that goal. And if you are already living in your dream home, I just want to say that is so amazing, and I'm so happy for you. That is no small feat to be able to buy a house or or rent an apartment by yourself, or just like live in a place that you really love living in. That is no easy feat, and I'm so proud of you, and that is so cool that you have been able to achieve this. And if you are not currently living in your dream home, I'm getting another message coming through to decorate your house, spruce it up, make it your sanctuary. You know, put some pictures on the walls, decorations, even some plants, real or fake, whichever one you're most comfortable with. Or if you don't want any plants at all, you know, don't put any plants in your home. You don't need them if you don't want them. But either way, making your place you're currently living and slowly, like, changing it into your dream house or a place that you love and feel comfortable in, and that it's your sanctuary, that's super important. And message coming through to do. I am expanding. Yes, even though you have come so very far on your healing journey, you are still making progress. You are still making progress in your healing journey and in life in general. And you're expanding your awareness, your self-awareness, and also your awareness of other people and other ways of life and other just ways to do things, and that not everything is in black and white, but it's more of a grayscale. And you are dedicated to your dreams, to your goals. You're living your best life, and trust me, it's only gonna get better from here. Spirit has so much in store for you. They have so many blessings and amazing things in store for you. I'm seeing you opening up a business that's super successful. It'll take a lot of hard work and dedication, but it is totally worth it, and it is going to bring you so much like joy and like self-pride, and in a healthy way, and just like happiness and satisfaction. And so I am moving forward. Yes, you are moving forward in life. You're not letting these traumas hold you back any longer, and you are able to really look forward to the future, but also live in the present moment and enjoy the present moment. I am comfortable. You feel more comfortable with yourself, with your surroundings, with your life, how you're living your life. You feel more healthy, you feel more optimistic, you're not as pessimistic as you once were, you're less jaded than you once were. And these are all such beautiful, amazing things. I'm gonna pull a couple more cards here, the last few cards for you. Aw, I am passionate. Yes, you're following your passions, you're following your dreams. I am calm. You're way better at grounding yourself, at reeling in your emotions, sifting through your emotions, acknowledging them, identifying what they are. And you, like, this practice of really like being able to identify your emotions and work through them has brought you more peace and calm in your life, because you're better able to ground yourself and recenter yourself. I am in a harmonious partnership. If you are not already in a harmonious partnership, it is coming your way. And if you are in a harmonious partnership already, congratulations, that's so awesome. I'm so happy for you. That's such a beautiful thing to be in a healthy, unconditionally loving, like harmonious partnership, and one that brings you peace and tranquility and not stress. Because if your relationship brings you stress, that's not the right relationship for you. Like some people think, oh, well, if it's not chaos, it's boring. But honestly, like peaceful, like harmonious relationships are not boring, because if you really connect with the other person and you really love each other and have interests in common or things in common, are able to talk to each other, spend time with each other, you can always find new adventures to share and go on, and you can learn and grow together. And I mean, life has its ups and downs, and so do relationships, and sometimes there can be a stagnant period in a relationship, but all you have to do is like spice it up a little, try something new, go on an adventure, start talking to your partner on trying new things or doing new things, traveling to different places, or eating new foods, doing new activities together. But there's so many endless things that you can do with your partner that still keeps the relationship fresh, that still keeps it romantic, that keeps it interesting. And relationships will always be, they will always be something that need tune-ups and that need maintenance. It's never gonna be just like, oh, I'm coasting and I don't need to do anything at all. It'll never be like that, but it also shouldn't be just completely chaos and stressful all the time either. I am creating a legacy and I am a leader. You really are. You're helping so many people in your life. Oh my goodness. And on the back of the deck, I am fearless. Like, you have really come so far in your healing journey and in life. Like, before, you were so fearless and or fearful, sorry, you were so fearful in the past, but now you're more fearless, you're more confident in yourself, you're more confident as a leader. I'm seeing like a manager position, business type of deal where you are a business owner, an entrepreneur, I'm creating a legacy. Yes, you are not only creating a legacy with possibly your career or your businesses or your ways of life, but also with healing. You're breaking generational curses, which is creating a legacy, because you are literally helping future generations and you are literally helping other people. And so this is creating a legacy for yourself, for your loved ones, for your descendants, if you have any children in the future of any kind, whether they're biological or adopted or fostered or what have you. But yes, that is so beautiful. I'm so happy for you, Pile 3. And with that, this concludes your reading. I hope that this helped you in some way and that this resonated with you. I really am so glad that we got to spend this time together, and I just really appreciate you letting me read for you and staying with me throughout the whole reading. I really hope that this reading was uplifting for you and that it did help you in some way. If it did, then please leave a comment below if you feel comfortable to do so, or hit that subscribe button and stay tuned, because I am posting new juicy readings every single Saturday/Sunday from now on. I actually have a schedule down so that we can all spend more time together and get to know each other even more. I really do love you guys, and I can't wait to read for you in the future. And I hope you have a beautiful day or night wherever you are in this beautiful world. I love you, fam. Alrighty, bye.